Good afternoon. It's an absolutely glorious day here today. Considering it's autumn, it's been cold though, very, very cold. But we've got blue skies today, fire's still lit, because I'm nesh, and I've got my nipple warmer on. But I'm going to set off today now, make the best of this bright, beautiful weather. And I'm hoping to get to Calverley today. There's a few locks, but one of the locks is an absolute nightmare. It's called Beeston Iron Lock, and there's no ladders, so as a single-hander, it's hard work, but I'll tackle that once I get to it. I'll find a way. I always do, don't I? I have single-handed it coming down, which is easier because, you know, I could step off my boat and pull my boat through, but going up's a bit of a faff, but we'll see. I often get asked, what does faff mean? What does it mean when you always say you're faffing about? Well, I'm not sure of the technical term, but for me it's a word I use when I'm probably procrastinating, taking a lot longer to do things when there may be an easier way. But it doesn't really matter as long as whatever you're trying to do gets done. Even if you are faffing, it's all part of the adventure, isn't it? And we're off! Oh, bright sunshine, so lovely. The thing is though, this time of year the sun's quite low in the sky, so it's a bit blinding, but oh, I just love it. I like a bit of vitamin D. And we're just going to go past the Shady now, this pub. It's been wonderful. I went in there with the boat I was travelling with, Peter. We went in a couple of times, lovely pub. And then last night, a friend of mine, Richard, an old school friend, he has a boat down on the moorings back there at Golden Nook. He cruised down to meet me. We went off and had a few drinks. It was wonderful. But the food in there is lovely. So if you are coming this way, definitely stop here. And they're dead friendly in there as well. Enjoyed it. So the first lock of the day is only a short cruise from here, and the wide locks on this stretch are enough for 2 narrowboats to fit into. However, there doesn't seem to be any other boats about, so I'm going to be tackling it on my own and probably do a lot of faffing about. I'm at my first lock now, so just check what's going on. After a quick check to see if any boats were coming down, there weren't. I was able to empty the lock. So it looks like on this trip, all the locks are going to be set against me. Just look at little Bonny there, sat on me. She's just so happy there. She can sit there all day and not care. She's wonderful. You good girl? Hey? Because I'm on my own, to save time and effort, I just opened the lock gate that was nearest to my boat, the towpath side, but as sod's law happens, the ladder's on the opposite side. So I had to do a little bit of manoeuvring to get to the ladder. But on these locks, we noticed last week that a lot of them, some of the gates don't open fully. So sometimes you do have to open the opposite gate or both gates to get the boats in. Whilst I'm faffing on the locks, Bonnie's always in charge of the boat, and I feel so lucky that she's took to boat life like a duck takes to water. So this lock's very slow filling because only one paddle's working, but it's right next to this beautiful Beeston Castle here that me and my mum walked up the other day. But I've recently found out as well that huge wonderful mound there is an extinct volcano that it was built on. Hey, we don't get many of them in this country anymore, do we? Volcanoes and stuff. Yeah, I just thought I'd share it. I'm not sure if it's true, but somebody was telling me. So as I stand here holding the centre rope to keep the boat steady in the wide lock, I can't help but glance up at that ancient castle on the horizon. It's really easy here to feel the power of the landscape. And with only the one paddle working, this lock has been very slow. So all we've got to do next is just shut the lock gate and be on our way. So that's the first lock done, and there's only one paddle working on that lock. But to be honest, single-handed, when I'm doing a wide lock, I'd rather just open one paddle, because when you open the both paddles, your boat gets thrown around everywhere, and you can do a wedgie. Yeah, you can get wedged. So, because obviously I'm not on the boat when I'm letting the water in, so I've got no control over the engine, so the boat can just fly anywhere. So I'd rather just do one paddle when I'm doing that.
Your mom is calling. Pick up the phone. Your mom is calling.
Just done the first lock. I just had a phone call from my mum. Heidi, you're in, because I'm going to come round for a brew. So I said, I'm on the move. So she might catch me up at this next lock, hopefully. And I'll get to do that for me. My mum, she's in her 70s, young 70s. But she loves boating. She loves doing all this sort of stuff. And my mum and dad were so fit. They used to do loads of cycling, loads of walking. And then my dad's now poorly. He's got MS. And my mum recently broke a hip. Well, a few years ago now. And she also then fell and broke a pelvis. So they've had injuries which affect them. And I think that's why they're so supportive of me, because, you know, you've got to do everything whilst you can, haven't you? Lots of people in life, they wait for the right time, enough money, and then things can be thrown at you, curveballs can happen, and it stops you ever doing it. So just do it whilst you can. It turns out my mum was just down the road at Little Budworth visiting family, and then called to the Shady for a coffee. But obviously I'm on the move, so I've arranged to meet her at the boatyard, which is right by the next lock. But before she gets her hands on that warm cup of coffee, I might just get her to help me through that lock. But that's if I make it in the next 10 minutes. There she is, my old mum, bless her. This is why I love being sort of around my home area, because around Acton Bridge and Hertford and Cheshire and that is where my mum and dad live. But because all my family are in this area, my mum's like, she's one of the people that, she visits everybody and takes people for prescriptions, her brothers and sisters and all that. So it's just handy. You need the windlass, don't you? Let me get the stuff. Let me get your stuff and. Man, it's Nanny. Nanny, it's Nanny. Are you all right? Bonny's all excited because she's seen her nana. Yeah, but this is one of the wonderful things that I love. Look at her. About being sort of home area. But this is the iron lock, so you can only put one boat in this anyway. So I think if I get through this, then I'm sorted. But bless me mum, she's popped round for a brew and I've got to do in a lock. So the sides of this lock are made of iron, but over the years have sort of bowed in a little bit. So there is a sign that says to have one boat at a time in, because you can get sort of stuck and snagged up on things. But yeah, it's a bit of a unique one, this one. Not only was this lock unique, but it was also a bit of a feisty one. And a lovely lady from a boat moored below came and helped as well. So we smashed through it in no time. Oh, thanks so much. So there's going to be a little bit of a change of plan. Because my mum's turned up, she's going to get me through this next lock here. And then I'm going to moor up and spend some time with my mum, have a coffee and chill out. I might move on a little bit later on, try and get to Calverley. There's a staircase lock there, or I might do it tomorrow now. Oh, it's just that I'm just made up of my mum's here, and Bonny wants to spend some time with you because you love your nanny, don't you? Because your spoils are rotten. This is the thing, you see, vlogging, it's what happens in real life. And sometimes I have these massive plans in my head what I'm going to do, and then I see a friend and we end up in the pub. Sometimes, you know, I think I'm going to moor up around the corner and carry on going for another 5 hours. I never know, and that's what I love about this life, because it's so random. It's much gentler when you only have one paddle open, being the only boat in a lock, as you can see. But one of the things I do worry about as well is if you look at the front of the lock there, they have these like pieces of wood that come down, and there's bits where they're missing and your nose gets caught in there, and that's one of the things I'm always frightened of. And it's hard to see from the back of your boat. At least when I am on the bank watching my boat, I can keep pulling her back. But my mum knows about that, so she always keeps an eye out for me. I just love those little buildings there. They're like little old toll houses, I think, or where the locker used to spend his days. But they're just wonderful. And that one especially because it looks like a nipple on the top. But the sky now has gone absolutely awful. It's gone really cold and I think it's about to pea down. So I'm just going to moor here now, spend a little bit of time with my mum, have a brew and then walk her back to her car. But I've made it. I've moved up a few locks. I've moved off the space I was and I've got a new view now for the next few days. What more can you want?
What are you doing?
She loves her nanny. She loves her nanny, don't you, Bonny? Eh? So a little bit of a change of plan. I moored there, had a coffee with my mum, then I walked my mum back to the car, and the lady that was having a bit of difficulty with her boat, it's just been fixed. So she's coming up the next lock now, and because she helped me up the iron lock, I'm going to help her up this one, and then I think we're going to cruise a little bit together. So it just makes things easy, doesn't it? But it's not rained yet, but we'll see, eh? See how it is. We might as well keep going. It's always more fun cruising with other people, and you're halving the work as well. So just got the gate open in time because she's just coming around the corner. Don't be rude. And her boat's turned up this end as well, so that means we don't have to shut the gates. These guys watch the channel. So I'm going to start the old girl up now and cruise with the lady in the boat.
Hi, Heidi, are you?
Yeah, good, are you? So today it's been absolutely random, and I'm going to be sharing the next few locks now with this lovely lady. So, which is a good job because I've got no internet here. Checked my internet, checked it on the 3 because I've got 3 on my phone and I've got an EE SIM in my boat, and I had neither. Yeah, I need internet. I need internet for my work. So, anyway, onwards. So I think now we've got one more wide lock, and then we've got the staircase locks. And if you remember in the past when I've done staircase locks, it's one lock that goes straight into another with no pounds in between. And then I'll get to Calverley, I can fill it with water, empty my toilet, empty all my rubbish, and I'll just feel amazing. I will, it'll be rum time, won't it? So we've got the next lock coming up now, and I'm not sure we're going to do this because we're both single-handers. So I don't know if we're going to link the boats up or we'll see. See when we get there. So obviously being two single-handers, we got straight into a rhythm. So that lady, I don't know her name, I feel awful. That lady came, set the lock, opened the gates, I came in, climbed the ladder, and I'll do the lock. So at least there's somebody on the boats at all times, and having two boats in a lock, they're not going to be thrown around like they are when you're just a single boat. Gosh, I'm doing a bit of climbing here. So that's lock done. That lovely lady's going off now to get the next one ready, and I'll finish this one off. So it's turned into a little bit of a girl power day today. You know, all the girls at it. My mum came. Don't be rude. Then I felt with this other lovely lady, single-hander. You know, we've obviously got little Bonny, who's a girl, helping as well. Well, looking pretty she is, isn't she? And luckily, the rain never came. The sky's blue again. Yeah, all's good in the world. We're just coming up now to the Bunbury Staircase locks. It's a bit chocker because this is where the higher base is for Anglo-Welsh, or one of them, one of their many. It's tighter than the nun's chuff coming through there, but there's two boats more together here, and there's a bit here, but I can't get a 57-foot boat in. Yeah, this is all part of the adventure. All this sort of stuff is all part of the adventure. It's how you deal with it at the time. Brings a bit of excitement for the day, you know, because when you're on a cruise along the canals, it's very peaceful, very tranquil. And little things like this, such as how am I going to tackle this issue? It gets your brain going, it's a bit of excitement. It's all part of the fun. Those are fast, these staircase locks. So we filled the one above. This lock's empty, so we're going to use the lock above to fill this lock. Oh, it's all very complicated. But the lock above is a right gusher. It's squirting for them gates. So there's the instructions. Right, off to do this lock. Tell you what, these paddles and lock gates are so stiff. We've got these gongoozlers here giving us a hand to open the gate. Just couldn't do it on my own. I think I'm getting too old for this lark. Wow, proper struggle then. So give us a wave. So we've got these pair now shutting the gates. That's the thing, see, they're dying to get involved and help. They're loving it. Anyway, this is the last lock, everyone, and it's a bloody leaky one. Woo-hoo! So my new friends, Karen and Adam, are going to shut these lock gates for us. So we've trained up a few more lockies now. But if you just look here, these are the old stables from back in olden days when all the boats were horse-drawn. Amazing it that they've kept them all still here. Thanks, Adam.
Yes, thank you, welcome.
Thanks, Karen. Bye-bye. You're doing a fantastic job. So that's it. That's the last of those wide locks. They were all wide when I did the Leeds Liverpool. They were absolutely massive when I did the River Mersey and the Ship Canal. They were big uns coming up this part of the Shropshire Union. But that one now, that's the last one, and they all go to narrow locks. Oh, bloody hell.
I didn't know where you were mooring.
I'm gonna go services and then more up.
Right. So I just thought I'd just say huge thank you.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
It's just made it absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. See you later.
All right.
Safe travels. It's been quite a long day for me today. It'll probably only be a 10-minute video for you, but for me it's been a long day. But I'm currently now at the Calverley services, which is fantastic. I've just been and took all my rubbish, emptied my toilet. I'm currently filling up with water, so I've got my washing machine on. So if you hear a few pops, clicks and snorts, that's my washing machine. but we'll just stoke the fire up as well so that it's nice and warm for when I'm more up later, which may be in the dark because I'm going to be here at least another hour and it's late now. So I'm not sure if you can see me, it is quite dark, but I've just moored the old girl up here, but I couldn't get my back end in. She's about 2 foot out, but I just didn't want to faff and keep moving, trying to get in somewhere. I'm in, and that's what counts. The fire's on, so I'm going to get a nice warm now because it's gone really cold, and get something for me tea. Oh, but we're here, everyone. Woohoo! And it's rum time! So I've just come here to stand by the fire to get a bit of a warm because although the boat's warm inside, I'm actually cold to the core. It's so bitter out there. I should have actually put a coat on when I stopped at the services, but you know, hardcore and all that, but I'm paying for it now. But on top of my fire here is my tea, and I'm going to show you that now because you'll be proud. So in here, look at that, I have got a chicken curry that has been sat on there for most of the day. The best thing about this time of year is having your fire going 24/7 because you can just leave something cooking all day, which is just brilliant, and it doesn't use any extra power. Although I have just put my rice in, so that's cooking, that's going to take 10 minutes. And whilst it is cooking, what we're going to do is pour ourselves a little rum. So we're going to have a little bit of this. This is from Captain Glen. I've had it quite a while. We've had some out of it before, but it was in my cupboard. And it's a coffee rum liqueur. So whilst I am pouring this as well, a huge thank you to this week's pirate crew. Thank you for everything you do. All those people that buy me a coffee, it really helps. No, none for you, Bonny. It's me dinner. So, look at this though, eh? Cruising all day in the freezing cold and come back to a lovely curry. And very, very simple. Jar of sauce, boiling the bag rice. But I did faff with the ingredients for it, but I did that yesterday. Anyway, cheers everybody. Woohoo! Oh my God. That is just what's needed. Oh, you can feel yourself warm from the inside out. So let's give this bit of a curry a try. It's always better the next day, isn't it, a curry? Let's give it a try. That is delightful. I'm going to enjoy eating that. But first, another shot of rum. No, you've got your dinner down there. No, but cheers. So I am going to leave the video here because I want to enjoy my tea, but it's been such a lovely day today, a day of friendships, and my mum came, and it's always good to see my mum, and just that lady I was cruising with, the people I met at the lock, it was just wonderful. But I'm moored up here now, and it was a bit dark when I moored up. I have to say I was a bit scared when I was jumping off the boat and that, but everything was good. So I am going to leave the video here. Like I said, if you have enjoyed it, please do give me a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. And before I go, a massive thank you to my lovely, gorgeous patrons. And I've actually got a few to shout out today, and they are Charles Gandy, Cosmo Rozovsky and Georgie. Thank you so much. Right, Bonnie, you're going to have to move yourself because Mummy wants to eat at dinner. No, you're not allowed this. It's too spicy for you. Go over there. Go and get your teddy. Look, get your teddy. Oh, Mummy eats this. I need this after today.